Hello, everyone. This is the first series of podcast with anecdotes, so listen and enjoy. I told my doctor that I broke my arm in two places. He told me to stop going to those places. This is your captain speaking. And this is your captain shouting. Before you criticize someone, walk a mile in their shoes. That way, when you do criticize them, you are a mile away and you have their shoes. I was at the park wondering why this frisbee kept getting bigger, and then it hit me. Two fish in the tank, one looks at the others and says, "How do you dry this thing?" Evening news is there they begin with "Good evening" and then proceed to tell you why it isn't. When I met our wife, I asked if she was vegetarian because she really loved animals. She responded, "No, I just really hate vegetables." I know they say that money talks, but all mine says is goodbye. I have an inferiority complex, but it is not a very good one. What do you call a lazy kangaroo? A poached potato. My wife and I laugh about how competitive we are, but I laugh more. My wife told me to stop impersonating a flamingo. I had to put my foot down. Have you heard about the guy who stole the calendar? Well, he got 12 months. Why did the ghost go to the rehab? He was addicted to booze. Why did the car get a flat tire? Because there was a fork in the road. I stayed up all night and tried to figure out where the sun was. Then it dawned on me. How did the hipster burn his mouth? He ate his pizza before it was cool. What did the janitor say when he jumped out of the closet? Supplies! Have you heard about the band 1023 megabytes? It's probably because they haven't got a gig yet. Why does the golfer wear two pants? Because he's afraid he might get a hole in one. What is a parade's favorite letter? Instead, you're saying R. You think it's be the R, but it is the C. What the difference between a well-dressed cyclist and a scruffy guy on a tricycle? A tire. Why should you wear glasses to maths class? Because it helps with division. I am so good at sleeping I can do it with my eyes closed. Why does it take parades so long to learn the alphabet? Because they could spend years at sea. Why did the woman go on the date with the mushroom? Because he was a funky. Why do bananas never get lonely? Because they hang out in bunches. What did the buffalo say when his kid went to college? Bison. Why shouldn't you tell secrets in a cornfield? Too many ears. Why do you call someone who doesn't like carbs? Lactose intolerant. What does a no-see pepper do? Get jalapeno business. A bear walks into a bar and says to the bartender, "I'll have a pint of beer, please." The bartender asks, "Why the big pause?" The bear replies, "Well, I've always had 'em." Why did the can crusher quit his job? Because it was so depressing. Why did the birthday boy wrap himself in paper? He wanted to live in the present. What does the house wear? A dress. Who couldn't the toilet paper cross the road? Because it got stuck in a crack. Why didn't the bike want to go anywhere? Because it was too tight. Want to hear a pizza joke? Nah, it's too cheesy. Why are chemists great at solving problems? Because they have all the solutions. Why is it impossible to starve in the desert? Because of all of the sand which is there. A string walks into a bar and the bartender goes, "Sorry, we don't serve strings here." The strings walks out all sad and defeated when has a great idea. He ties himself in a bow, cuts off his ends to look all pretty, and struts back into the bar. The bartender looks at him and goes, "Hey, aren't you that string turned away before?" And the string goes, "Nope, I'm afraid not." Oh, what did the cheese say when it looked in the mirror? "Hello there, me." Why did the developer go broke? Because he used up all his cash. A man goes to the zoo. Where is only one exhibit in the entire zoo? It was a Shih Tzu. Did you know that ants are the only animals that don't get sick? It's true. It's because they have little antibodies. Two antennas decided to get married. The ceremony was pretty boring, but the reception was great. Why did the donut go to the dentist? To get a filling. What do you call a bear with no teeth? A gummy bear. Two friends are walking down the street thinking of something to do. One friend turns to the other and says, "Let's go to get a drink. There's this new place that does the best punch you'll ever drink." So they make their way to the bar and walk straight up to the bartender. "Bartender, 2 glasses of your best punch, please." The bartender replies in a stern voice, "If you want some punch, you're gonna have to get in line like everybody else." The friends turn and look around, but there is no punch line. Corny jokes. What does a vegan zombie like to eat? Grails. What do you call a dinosaur with only one eye? Do you think he saw us? Assistant. So, what dimensions do the doors, hinges, walls, and locks need to be so that it all fits? The person who invented public bathroom stalls can stress how unimportant that part is. Why should you never fall in love with a tennis player? Because to them, love means nothing. What did the full glass say to the empty glass? You look drunk. What is the potato's favorite form of transportation? The gravy train. What did one ocean say to the other? Nothing. They just waved. What did the right eye say to the left eye? Honestly, between you and me, something smells. What do you call a dog that's been run over by a steamroller? Spot. Why it is hard to a communist to tell a joke? It's not funny until everyone gets it. What is the difference between a hippo and Zippo? One's a pretty heavy and the other's a little lighter. Teacher. Anyone who thinks he is stupid may stand up. Nobody stands up. Teacher. I'm sure there is some stupid students over here. Little Johnny stands up. Teacher. Oh, Johnny, you think you are stupid? Little Johnny. No, I just feel bad that you are standing alone. Why don't scientists trust atoms? They make up everything. Do two whales walk into a pub? They take a seat at the bar, and the first one turns to the bartender and says, "Wow, wow." The second one turns to the first and says, "Shut up, Fred, you are drunk." Why don't we see elephants hiding in trees? Because they are really good at it. Why does a chicken coop only have 2 doors? Because if it had 4, it'd be a chicken sedan. How do you find Will Smith in the snow? Look for the fresh prints. Can a kangaroo jump higher than a house? Of course, a house doesn't jump at all. What do diapers and politicians have in common? They both sting and need to be changed often. A man walks into a bar and it's empty. It's just him and the bartender. He sits down and orders a drink. He hears someone whisper, "Psst, I like your tie." The man looks around but doesn't see anyone. "Psst, that color looks nice on you." He asks the bartender, "Excuse me, but are you speaking to me?" The bartender rolls his eyes and says, "No, sorry about that. It is the peanuts. They're complimentary." Arnold Schwarzenegger goes back to Austria for his Easter break. When he returns to California, his friends say to him, "Arnie, I hear you went back home to Austria for Easter. How was it?" To which Arnie replied in Arnie voice, "Oh, it was terrible. My father, he ruined the Easter egg hunt. He put all the eggs in awful places and nobody could find any eggs. And quite generally we all had an awful day." His colleague then says, "Oh, Arnie, that's not good at all. I'm sorry to hear. Does that mean you don't love Easter anyone anymore?" Arnie, very important to read, an Arnie voice. "Oh no, of course not. I still love Easter, baby." An old lady walked into a pet store, found a parrot, and asked the owner if she could buy it. The owner said, Heck no. That parrot has a bad mouth. Trust me, you don't want that parrot." She said, "I can teach it good manners." But when she got home, the parrot said a bad word, so she put it in the freezer for 10 seconds. She took it out and said, "Did you learn your lesson?" It said another bad word, so she put it back in for 30 seconds. She took it out and asked if it learned its lesson yet. The parrot said, "Brr, yes, I learned my lesson, but what did the chicken do?" So, for first time it's all. Thank you everybody for listening and watching. Please subscribe and to my YouTube channel and have a good mood in any weather conditions.